Hi, friends. I am so excited to be here today with Lorenzo Lanfranconi, an artist for Magic the Gathering, as well as other amazing projects that we'll be talking about today.
Thank you, Trevor, for having me here. Doing very well.
And I know your work through actually, I think, a couple of Magic lands. Were those your first projects for the game?
No, the first one was the Skyclave Geopid
Oh,
for Ixalan. That
yes.
was my first one, but I like to consider the Kamigawa land that I painted as a second card for Magic the Gathering as my real first card because it's the first standard card for a set. And also
Oh,
it's a land. I'm an environment concept artist, so lands for me are special in a way.
yes.
So yeah, the first one, but for me it's the first one.
Understood. Understood. It's your first one in spirit, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And you've been an environmental concept artist for how many years?
Started painting around 2014, 15, just because I loved landscapes and I started loving, painting in general with digital tools. And around 2018, it became something because some clients wrote to me asking for, doing that thing for them. And so I was like, yeah, let me try. I continue with it. I love painting landscape.
I
Mhm.
know that you sometimes have in the past done artist proofs on certain
Okay.
cards, but is that something that you do only very rarely? And can you tell us why?
Yeah, so I don't do a lot of artist proofs because as I told you before, we started the call. I'm a reality and environment concept artist, and I work full time for that, for video games. Magic the Gathering is just like a side project that I love to do once in a while. In fact, I just take usually one card per set on the ones that I take part in, of course, not every set. But and so I just do few Magic the Gathering arts in general, maybe one, two a year. And with the artist proof, it's more or less the same thing because I don't have that much time. I mean, of course, I have free time, but I want to spend it with different activities, or I have to spend it in different things.
Yes.
And artist proofs, I like to paint on them with oils. In fact, when I'm inspired, I just paint one and usually, send it to the friends that collect them, asking, do you want it? Or I can sell it online. And usually they want it because I just do, one, two a year. So of
Wow.
course they maybe are expecting for it. But I like to paint with oils on the artist proof because it's fun. It's just a small painting. So when you have an idea, you can, just do it in, let's say, a few hours. I have this one that I basically finished with oils. Yeah, now the camera is really bad, but, it's
Oh, wow.
another plane.
Oh,
And it's drying. It's drying. Now I need to give the final coat when it's
yes.
dry, and then I sell it.
Okay. Amazing. Well, hey, we got our first exclusive look at an artist proof that hasn't even been up
Yeah.
yet. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very, very cool. Everyone, the audience gets a really special treat by seeing that. Thank you. Um, so speaking of commissions, it's
Yeah.
different than artist proof because I did see you do a time walk. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, talk about that. What was that for? Like it was for a private collector who is your friend, or tell us about that because that's obviously a very powerful, very valuable magic card. And to see you do an incredible paint over job on that seems like a
Yeah.
really big deal. Yeah, tell us about how you got that project and what it's about, please.
So that is a very fun project, and it's about a guy, a friend that I met, and also Domenico met because you saw the Time Walk made by me, and the Black Lotus was made by Domenico Cava.
Yes.
So I met this guy that does alters on Magic the Gathering cards. We met at the Magic the Gathering Pauper event. I mean, not an official one, but at an event, and he commissioned the Black Lotus to Domenico because he wanted to start creating his own Power 9 set for playing with friends, not for, tournaments or stuff like that, but just for playing with friends and having some cool art for a personal set.
Yes.
And he also asked me if I wanted to take one and to choose between the other, eight that was left.
Yes.
And I chose Time Work because there is a bit of landscape in that card, at least. The
Yes.
original art, it's old school,
Yeah.
cool in its own way, let's say. And I try to, of course, because of the size of the card,
Yeah.
I try to maintain the old school vibe, so not going too much into detail because, of course, I couldn't. But I wanted to homage a little bit that iconic art, improving a little bit the overall scene, making it deeper, a little bit more complex, not, as said, going too far from that. But yeah, it's for that type of project. It's just a private personal Power 9 set that will be created over the years, commissioning to, MTG artists and other, he told me, also artists that are not connected with MTG,
Mm.
simply traditional artists that he likes, and just to collect a little bit of personal paintings, something like that.
That's one of the beautiful things about, Magic the Gathering, I think, and a lot of our subscribers, our fans who are watching this video are collectors as well. And it's one of the reasons
Yeah,
they follow our channel because I'm a big collector. And I think that when we see something unique like your time walk, I think that it's like a celebration of collecting just for your own personal taste or your own personal projects like this customer of yours, right? It's really just something that they want to do, and it's just something that it satisfies that inner collector spirit, that
yeah,
not necessarily, usually it's not even commercially intended. It's just to satisfy that sort of spiritual element. So that's
yeah,
a beautiful story. I want to
yeah.
ask you though, the idea of putting the scene from the landscape on the top panel and then doing that close up on the bottom, I think it's so cool and it's amazing. Like, how did you come up with that? And what's the meaning behind, pushing in on the times? Like, is there some special meaning with the time that you chose on the close up, for example?
So I simply was, searching for an idea on how to make the painting. And it's basically what I do every day as a concept artist. There is an idea and I have to quickly find a solution, showing a visual idea for that thing. And when I was thinking about the card, I was starting thinking wider, maybe creating my own version completely different from the original one, like other artists already did on some secret layer or I
Hmm.
don't know, special versions of the card.
Right.
But in the end, I said, no, I want to maybe keep it similar to the original one because, it's when we think at the Power 9, we have those images printed in our,
They're
brains.
iconic.
So I just wanted to paint that thing in my own way. And then because on this card, if you saw on the back is I don't know, it's probably a Tokyo tournament, something like that into the 90s. I don't know, it was like a card that was white on the front, the upper and the
Oh,
lower,
I see. Yes, yes, yes.
the
It was a
upper and
blank card.
lower
Blank card.
yeah, they are blank. And so I thought I obviously had to do, or like Domenico did the Black Lotus, that is a full art divided by the central line. Or
Yes.
I thought, okay, these are two frames, like on a comic book, for example.
Yes,
So I can
exactly.
do, the main frame at the top, and then I can do I don't know the word in English, but when you do the, opposite frame, I don't know the name, but anyway, that
Yes.
thing.
Oh, the
And
reverse.
so
You mean the reverse angle? Do you mean the reverse angle?
yeah, yeah, reverse angle. We focus on the characters that are
Yeah.
working into this scene,
Yes.
and then because of this thing, and also because I wanted to put the rules of the card written into the card,
Yes.
I thought, okay, because it looks like a comic book, I can make two, text boxes like in comic books again, with the rules of the card written in them.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just a simple idea in reality, nothing crazy behind it, but I think it came out well because it contains all the information for playing, the
Yes.
rules, the
Yeah.
mana cost, the illustration, and that's it, it's
Oh,
probably less interesting than what you thought, but it's simple. It's
no,
just
no,
this.
it is definitely interesting, but I think the your approach to it seems like whenever you come up with a solution, as you said earlier, you're trying to solve the puzzle, if you will, of
Yeah.
this particular art. I think that's very cool, and that's something you've said now consistently, no matter what you're working on. So I think the solution you chose here, which is the comic book style, is very unique. It's quite playful, which I also think works really well with such a powerful card. But you have the old school painting, but you have this playful, format that you chose. I just think it works really, really well together. And I want to know from when you're doing a proof like that on or a commission like that, is do you have to do something to the surface of the card to prime it so
Mm.
that it can hold your paint? Can you talk a little bit about the technical aspect? Like how do you prepare the card
Yeah.
surface, that sort of thing?
Yeah, so painting with oils, I mean, some people told me that they directly paint on the card or on the back of the artist proof without doing anything. Other people maybe just sand it a little bit. Other people spray like an opaque varnish, something like that. I simply do what I do on traditional paintings because I started painting with oils like a couple of years ago.
Okay.
You can see here there is
Yeah, I
one,
noticed.
and I mean,
Yeah.
I just basically do, okay, here I have another example. Now we have a base color on this, but this is like a wooden board,
Yes.
and there is 3 layers in this case of gesso,
Mhm.
artistic gesso to create a base. On
Yes.
the card, I just do like a thin layer of gesso on top. I usually mask the borders with the tape, the
Yes.
paper tape, and then I give the gesso. I sand it just a little bit to avoid every maybe potential surface
Yes.
texture, because of course on the card and on the tiny painting, also if they are super thin, but they start to become really grainy.
Yes.
And then I paint with oils. And once the painting is dried, I just do the final coat with a clear varnish to enhance the colors and give the lucid oil painting texture,
Yes.
that type of thing. So really simple, a gesso layer given with the brush and nothing more.
Yes. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that sort of in-depth look, especially the technical side. I think it's fun for fellow artists who may not never worked in oils, especially on a small card surface. I think
Yeah.
it's nice to hear a little bit about your process. Let's talk about your personal projects. When you're painting these oil paintings and
Mhm.
such for yourself, do you plan on doing an exhibition or do you plan on selling them? Like
Mm.
what do you do with the paintings?
So right now I'm not planning anything. I mean that since when I started painting with oils, I think it's a couple of years now or 3 years, I don't remember. But anyway, because I do it in my free time, I can't really paint a lot. So
Yep.
until now, I just did like 23, 24 paintings, not
Yep.
many. And from number one to number 23, let's say,
Yep.
uh, I I'm improving. I'm not studying how to paint with oils. Like I never studied how to paint with the digital media. I'm just practicing. And every painting, I try to apply something different. Doing mistakes on the previous one or discovering not new techniques, but discovering something interesting while painting. I try to improve on the next one and just proceeding this way. So until now these paintings are, I mean, quite good, but I mean quite good for me because I like them,
Yes.
but I don't know if they are worth an exhibition or whatever.
Mm.
Maybe in the future I can take, my first like 20 paintings. Two of them are already sold to a couple of friends.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I would say, because I regret not having my first, 20 paintings, but
Oh,
that's fine. I mean, they were super interested in them, so I'm glad they are hanging on other people's walls.
yes.
But maybe in the future, I don't know, try to organize an exhibition with or the first 20, or maybe now I'm trying to paint always So once in a while, because it's near where I live, I go in a beautiful place in Switzerland,
Mhm.
and I like landscape photography. I like hiking, so I do a lot of photos. And when I come back home, I paint some of those photos, some of those locations. And because it's a really inspiring location and it's the one that I have, just nearby and I can reach whenever I want,
Yes.
is the one that I naturally paint. So I'm trying to paint enough paintings of this location, and maybe when again I think at least 20, I
Yes.
can do an exhibition dedicated to that location, maybe in that location in Switzerland with all
Yes.
the paintings. And
Yeah.
in that case, I'll try to sell them. Until then, I want to try and not sell other traditional paintings for now because if I plan to do maybe an exhibition and I sold half of them, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So, of course, if someone asks for a painting, I want to sell it, or I don't want, but I want. I don't know how to say it, but I'm trying to save them for that potential plan.
Yeah.
If I
That's
see it will never happen, I simply try to sell them or keep them in
sure.
my home like I'm doing right now.
Sure.
That's cool.
That sounds amazing, and I do hope that you get to finish that,
Yeah.
collection, that series. I think it sounds really beautiful, and we'd love to see it. So before we let you go today, I want to ask you, very importantly, since I touched upon, a painting that is not your favorite, can you tell us your favorite painting that you've ever done for Magic the Gathering so far?
Okay.
Favorite one.
Okay. So the favorite one, mm, it's probably, probably my favorite one is one that I'm doing right now that I obviously can't talk about, but
Sure.
I'm doing an image and the plan is to make my first oil painting for Magic the Gathering. I'm painting it digitally, like I always did.
Yeah.
And when I finish it, I'll I decide if I'm ready to paint that with oils and if I have time to repaint it before the deadline.
Uh,
But that may become my favorite one because I'm dedicating, a lot of time to, compose the image and choosing the colors and so on. But from the ones that I did until now, I would say mm, I'm undecided between the planes that I talked about before, the Dominaria,
yes.
and the first land that I painted, so Uncharted Heaven, probably that one. Because when Zach contacted me for that painting, I was like, okay, this is the first Magic the Gathering card. Like I said, it was the second, but for me, it's the first
Right.
because the commission was like a land that could add the potential, all the 5 mana
Yes.
and it was a land. So I was like, this is the perfect start.
Yeah.
And I dedicated a lot of time sketching the various versions, and Zach chose uh, any of them. He liked all of them, but he said, I want a fourth one, mix all of them in a single idea. It came out also thanks to the suggestion that Zach gave to me.
Yes.
In fact, I'm glad he gave it to me. And I don't know, I like that land because it has the crystal clear water, roots, flowers, and mountain in the background. There are all those elements that I like to paint all in one single image. So
Okay.
probably that one is my favorite one.
Okay, amazing. Well, we'll be sure to share it in the video so that everyone can see it. And also, I want us to just make a date for, I guess, maybe 1 or 2 years in the future when the so-called favorite one that you did,
Yeah,
I want to do a follow-up interview with you in like a year or two, and then we would just talk about that painting that you just said
yeah,
is your favorite one. And I would be really fascinated to see if you did end up doing it in oil, right? Because you love it so much. I think that'd be a really fun thing to follow up on next time we talk. So thank you so much,
yeah,
Lorenzo. This was lovely talking with you. And I want to say again, I think I love your mindset. And I think that a lot of people, especially artists or aspiring artists who are watching this interview, have probably learned a lot from you in terms of how you approach challenges that come your way, or how you treat each piece of artwork as if you're solving a puzzle. I think that all of those are very valuable and wonderful to share with us on our channel. So thank you.
yeah. Thanks to you. It was a pleasure.
Great. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you want to support PAWSUM, please check out pawsumkickstarter.com or follow us at PlayPawsum on Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube. I look forward to spotlighting more magic artists on this channel. If there's someone you want us to talk to, please leave their name in the comments below. We will try to find them and hopefully get them on the show. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, PAWSUM is awesome, and so are you.